Did you know that according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, 70% of people who smoke want to quit? But why don't they? If we know something is bad for us, why is it so hard to stop it? Why is it so hard to break bad habits? Now, I'm not a psychologist, but I've done extensive research on the nature of habits and have broken enough of my own habits that I feel comfortable informing you on this topic. Most people have bad habits that they want to break. Maybe you snack too much or you chew your fingernails. There's no reason that you can't break these bad habits, and you can at least give it a try. Breaking habits is not a one-size-fits-all kind of task. There are many different ways to break a habit. In my speech, I'm going to give you three of the things I think are the most effective ways to break habits. And who knows, maybe you'll be able to break one of your unhealthy habits. The first tip I'm going to give you is to replace bad habits with healthy ones. This is the most common way of breaking bad habits, as it doesn't necessarily get rid of the old habits. Breaking habits is not an easy task, and habits are actually not usually a negative thing and are quite normal. You probably have a morning routine you follow all the time or are able to drive somewhere without really even thinking about it. These are normal and healthy habits. The issue with habits is when they become negative or damaging to your health. Maybe when you come home, the first thing you do is go sit on the couch and watch TV for a couple hours. Instead of doing this, maybe you could replace that habit with going and exercising every time you come home. Now, every time you come home, with enough persistence and time, eventually the habit of exercising after coming home from work or school will become a healthy habit that will replace your negative habit. The second way to get rid of habits is getting rid of things that trigger your habits, or habit triggers. Getting rid of habit triggers is a very beneficial and helpful way to help you break these habits. Habit triggers are anything that can tempt you or remind you of your habits and possibly lead you to fall back into them. Let's say you're trying to eat healthier, but every time you go to school or work, you drive by your favorite restaurant. This restaurant can be considered a habit trigger, as it makes you think about what you're trying to get rid of every time you see it. So to help you out with that, maybe you could choose a different route where you don't see this restaurant every single day, and that can help you make better choices. Although there are many other ways to get rid of habit triggers, as some smokers will actually get rid of all the ashtrays in their house. That way they're not constantly reminded of smoking, and it makes it a lot easier for them to stop smoking. If there are things in your house that you think could be habit triggers or remind you of your habit, it might not be a bad idea to actually get rid of them. The third and final tip I'm going to give you is to have friends and family hold you accountable. For most people, it is pretty difficult to break a habit on your own. This is why it's important to have friends or families that understand your goals and will hold you accountable. It is important to have someone who knows your goals and is willing to help you with them. Temptations will be a lot easier to overcome and forget about if you know someone is watching you do them. Having someone who also understands your goals will be a great morale boost and will make you make better decisions most of the time. Breaking habits, there's a lot of effective ways to break habits, although you need to probably find what works best for you. Whatever way you choose to break your habits, it's not going to be easy. It's difficult to break habits. But if you stay committed and are willing to change, I believe that you can break any bad habit that you have.